Smash that like, y'all. Tell me out. Trump versus China. Frenemies or enemies. It's Canada smoke in your city. Yo, that Canada smoke ain't no joke, fam. That shit was popping today. Hillbilly, what's going on with you? Howdy, howdy, howdy. Hillbilly, what's going on, man? Is white privilege holding you back, Hillbilly? How you doing today? Are you getting any of that smoke? What part of the country you in, Hillbilly? Hell no. Gun. That's what it is. Smash that like. Have you ever ran across it? Have you ever ran across white privilege? You know that's the pronoun, not the verb now. It's the pronoun, not the verb. Smash that like. What's going on with you, gun? What part of the country you in? You know what I'm saying? Smash that like. Trump versus China, frenemies or enemies. Is Canada smoke in your city? Anybody got any of that Canada smoking and shitty fam? That shit had this motherfucker looking crazy today. I was like, wow, what in the world? Austin, Texas. Okay, okay, okay. You out there in Austin. There's a couple of people that come through here from Austin. So y'all guess y'all not getting none of that Canada smoke. Hillbilly says, hell yeah, white privilege is holding me back. I'm from the Great Smokies of the okay, okay. You from the western part of it. So are any of your peoples considered to be Melungians? Or how far are you from Lumberton? You probably a Native American. How far are you from Lumberton? But you right there in that belt. Hillbilly, you MAGA too, right? That's the MAGA belt. You know that, right? You right from MAGA belt. North Carolina, Western North Carolina, Western Virginia, West Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee. That's that MAGA stronghold of poor people. The MAGA rednecks. And that's their stronghold. Okay, okay. That way, you know what I mean? Where the shine get better and the weed get greener. Oh yeah, your dating pool. Why you say only thing holding you back is your dating pool, gun? Nah, yeah, Billy. I smoke. I smoke alone. I would never pass it unless it was my queen or one of my little sons or something. One of my, you know what I mean? Too much shit going around with the COVID stuff to be smoking with everybody. That's just me. If you break a rule, how can you expect somebody else to follow them? You understand what I'm saying? So I don't like to break the rules. I learned. You know what I mean? One thing I did learn. What's up, Robert? What's up with you? Robert, what is that? Robert RC builder? So you do it out of remote control building. And that is what it stands for. What's your favorite thing that you built that works by remote control? I've seen submarines, big ass planes, all kind of shit. Robert, is white privilege holding you back, fam? Smash that like, y'all. Shit. That smoke, man. Okay, what's your favorite airplane? Remember the little balsa wood airplanes that had the regular little flyers, then they had the double biplane, the red Baron one that came with the propeller on the front. Man, I used to love those things. I never did get the gist of them though. They work, but not as well as you wanted them to. You know what I'm saying? Anybody out there got any of that Canada smoke today, man? I'm telling you. I'm on the East Coast. I'm in the South. That shit was thick. I'm building. Okay. What you grew up near the airport, Robert? Okay, okay, okay. You building a real airplane, a Piper Cub. Is that still a do they do the airplanes do they progress like cars like every year? This is I got a 2026 Piper Cub. Piper Cub, that's the airplane that most novice air pilots learn how to fly to. Is it because it's easy to user friendly and the Piper Cub that you're building? I know they got a different way they do the gyro and all that stuff. Is yours gonna be up to date panels and stuff? Yeah, that Piper Cub, man. What's your views on it? Was a novice pilot and the instructor jumped out and left him. Is there a lot of depression in airplane pilots? Is that why they like to be up in the air by themselves? Most airplane pilots be loners. And that's the fucking loneliest place in the air by yourself. You really want to be alone. Smash that like y'all. Share me out. Did anybody get into that Canada smoke though? That Canada smoke was crazy. Smash that like, and y'all hear this shit? Donald Trump talking about China fixed the election he won in 2020. So that means is he gonna stay in office? Y'all got a people. Is he gonna stay in office 2028? Is he just gonna take his 4 years back that he claimed he should have won in 2020? Nobody's peeping this shit. Donald Trump is now blaming China for him losing 2020. So is he gonna take his 4 years back in 2028? You just gotta, man, this white privilege stuff, they'll do what the fuck they want to do. Is that what he's doing? Is that what he's gonna do? It's crazy, man. Donald Trump said he gonna put some motherfucking paperwork on Canada though, for this smoke. I say something has to be done. There should be some kind of fresh air set up somewhere in the city too for the people that's homeless and just sitting in that fucking air. Man, America be falling off. They do not take care of their people. With this smoke being out here, they should have like when it's extreme weather. This is extreme weather. This shit, they should have smoke tents set up, oxygen tents set up, so people can replenish their air. Like, especially like I'm saying, homeless people that sitting in that shit all day. I wonder how many homeless people that already had respiratory problems died from this shit because they couldn't catch their breath from these clouds. They was already tuberculosis, bronchitis, asthma. Some people suffer from walking pneumonia, respiratory fluid on their lungs, don't even know it. And up comes along this Canadian wildfire smoke. Now, not only are they battling whatever they walk around with, their breathing is even more stifled by this Canadian wildfire stuff. It's crazy, man. That Canadian shit, you think they burning a bunch of maga hats up there or something? Are they burning maga hats in Canada? Let me see something. Smash that light, man. Are they burning maga hats in China? In Canada? Smash that like, y'all. Is white privilege holding you back, man? Is it? They might be burning MAGA hats up there, man. It's Canada burning MAGA hats. Two of y'all in here greatly appreciate it. Riding out the storm, whether it's 2 or 2,000, it doesn't matter because they might be the right two people to change my life, and might be the right person to change one of you guys' life. So whether it's 2 or 2,000, we gonna still keep it rocking. Smash that like, man. You just came in. Thanks for that super support. Can you double tap the stream? Share me out. Well, yeah, that Canada smoking some motherfucker. Trump said he gonna take out their tariffs. Like, really, dude. But it's Canada burning MAGA hats, man. They doing something up there. And I don't want to hear that forest fire shit. I mean, I don't believe it. Smash that like, y'all. Let's get them lights up, man. They fucking burning goddamn MAGA hats in Canada. No, in Canada, no. Canada seems to be soft as hell, man. I bet you they ain't burning no damn MAGA hats in Canada. Somebody answered the question. A few people came through and answered. Was white privilege holding you back? They said I take the poll too. Trump approved 40%, disapproved 40%, 50-50, 20%. Okay, let's see how long that lasts. You can't tell me y'all approve of this Trump shit. Nobody can tell me that this some shit that they went. Oh yeah, with that Trump shit. That shit, and the people that believe it just baffles me. Like, smash that like. Well, in the speech today, like Trump be like he about to tell y'all something, and then the shit that he come on and say is like he wasted all our time to say this. Wow, mother charged with killing man she found for her daughter. Wow, that's crazy. On, on my people's side of things, they will blacklist you for taking a picture with a MAGA supporter or somebody. It's like of all the things, but you'll blacklist me for being MAGA if I was MAGA, right? But you won't help me pay my light bill. It's like people like, I'll call my cousins, I'll call my brother. Well, call him when your light bill late, or see does he really fuck with you. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Keisha Lance Bottoms is about to win in Georgia for the Democrats. And now all of a sudden, Travis Kelsey, the guy that married that famous singer, what was the girl? What's the singer that Travis Kelsey married? Thanks for that like too. Um, can't even think of her name now. His ex-girlfriend, which is a black girl, she's coming out saying that he want all that, or maybe, I mean, okay, okay. They said she was saying shit for the better. Smash that like 40 y'all in here. A good morning. What's going on, man? It's white privilege holding you back. Honestly. Smash that like y'all. I'm getting likes up. Somebody got up out their bed to peek and geek. What's up, Soup from the Boy Files? Paul Warner says, how the hell do I sign up for white privilege? Because my black supervisor won't let me have it. Your black supervisor probably ain't got it. If he got it, he hoarding it. All you do is get another job. Paul, you know all white people don't get white privilege. I mean, that's why it's not white power. Know what I'm saying? All white people don't get it. Smash that like, what's going on, Paul Warner? How's your night, man? Sue, is white privilege holding you back? Sue from the Boy Files. Smash that like, man. White privilege, you see that is not the verb, Paul, it's the noun. That's a pronoun right there. White privilege is a pronoun. I'm good, brother. I hope you're doing fine. I'm chilling, Paul, man. That's all we can do. Hey, Paul, did the Canada smoke affect your city? What city you in? Did it affect your city? Cause shit, here I'm on the East Coast. That shit had this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Smoking like a charcoal bouquet. Did it affect your area? Shout out everybody coming through, smashing that like that Canada wildfire shit. That shit came out of nowhere. Out of nowhere, didn't it? It surprised me. Okay, say y'all alright. Okay, okay. Wow. It was so thick here, man. Oh shit, the electric cargo bike. That's even tighter. Smashed out like. Paul, did you get over there and contribute to the BMC e-bike foundation? Okay, you in Indiana, so shit. If it came down here, I'm in the South. If it came down this far, I'm right back up below the Mason-Dixon line. I know it was in Indiana. You didn't notice it, you probably didn't because you didn't hear about it. You just thought it was gloomy. Have y'all been noticing that it's been raining with no clouds? and it's been hot as fuck with clouds. It's been like 99 degrees and it's clouds out. You can't even see the sun. Nobody's noticing it, but you know what I mean? But everybody's hot. And it's been that other kind of hot. It's not the hot where you sweat. It's been that hot. It seems like you baking, like you're drying out. Like almost like in an air fryer type of situation. Nobody noticing this shit. This is unusual heat. This ain't a hot summer. This is somebody that turned on some kind of power grid or microwave but y'all know that the sun be having a bunch of solar flares too. I guess they don't explain that stuff to you. Either because they fucking with it or they don't want to make you scared. But you heard about it right, Paul? The sun and the solar flares. It ain't been that hot that we used to. It's been that dry heat. You know what I mean? Like we in an air fryer. It ain't been that microwave or the oven shit. You put a cup of water in there and humidity. Shh. Now, even when you jump in the pool, the water don't even seem wet on you. It seems just like it roll right off you. You know what I'm saying? There's something going on. They're just not. Trump might have been about to say it today, and they probably say, nah. Say some shit about China from 2020. Because what kind of shit is that? What kind of shit is it, Paul, that Trump is worried about what happened in 2020 and his people starving in 2026? And a lot of them are MAGA supporters. It pains me to see Americans, because of their loyalty to the president, still say MAGA, King Trump, Daddy Trump, although they've been kind of silent because their stomach probably grumbling and they're mad because a hungry MAGA is a angry MAGA. Just like a hungry man is an angry man. And when somebody comes in and says, Papa Trump and all that stuff, like, what the fuck? You a freak for pain. You know what I mean? And you're anti-pleasure because, damn, Trump, terrible. But what y'all think? Is white privilege holding you back? It's all in the wording and your understanding of it. Smash that like, y'all. Shut me out. My man, you know you're getting some illegals out of this country was a good thing. No, I don't think so because do you notice that they claim they got their illegals out? Excuse me. And ain't shit changed? They suppose they got the illegals out, right? So where all these mystery jobs and all of this shit, this insurance and stuff, you still can't get no insurance. Y'all main reason was like, they was making it so that you couldn't get insurance and shit, right? So now, what's the excuse? You still can't get no insurance. You still on the same job. Where's the abundance of jobs? But what happened was when they shut the federal government programs down, it's a chain reaction because a lot of these stores who depended on some of this funding and these corporations and these organizations like summer jobs and shit, these kids ain't gonna have no summer job. Bunch of shit going on. These kids ain't gonna have no summer jobs. This our people, that's a crazy word right there too that you just used. Who do you consider our people? Because we always, you know what I mean, we hear our people when they need to make it look big. But when they want to be selfish, it's us and them. We always hear our people. So that's a fine line between our people and them. You know what I mean? I do not want no illegals gone. Because you know that for every one illegal that they got out of here, it's like 20 of them that's in somebody's basement or just walking right past them. You know what I mean? So all they doing is enough to show and prove, just enough to say that this is what we're doing. Because you know it's gonna ramp up now. It's still going on, but now that the rate it was when that's what they needed to be the distraction. Whatever the distraction is, they pinpoint. They can't do 1,000 things at one time. Donald Trump is not the president right now anywhere. He is the commander in chief because he's doing all military missions. Ain't shit he did for the people yet. Besides put a bunch of them in jail. There ain't one thing Trump did for the people besides put a bunch of people in jail for the same thing he doing, fraud. Hey, that's crazy. The pot calling the kettle black. He putting a bunch of people in jail for fraud. He's a fraud. No, because you're an immigrant. And look what you're saying. Do you understand the difference between an illegal alien and an immigrant dude? Are you talking about, you know, an immigrant is coming here with papers. But notice you're not saying illegal immigrants. An illegal immigrant or alien, we don't know how many that's here, but you're saying the immigrants. So why are you so anti-immigrant, Paul? Yeah, I would accept them in my house. Shit. I don't consider illegal aliens my biggest threat because one of them haven't violated me yet. I would consider other Americans my biggest threat to be not letting in my house. I would. That sounds crazy. You said not all immigrants are bad. You definitely did, because that's crazy. Would I let them in your house? Yeah. Look, your status as a citizen, legal or illegal, doesn't speak for your integrity. There's a lot of citizens here that are dangerous. Paul? There's a lot of citizens here that you can't trust. You know what I'm saying? That Canada smoke though, ooh. That shit is something else. There's gotta be. If they tell you it's Canada smoke, it's something else. I'm telling you. Now when all y'all start popping up with these respiratory problems, with no way to get, because you know what? So say this Canada smoke, which is crazy. Now people gonna start wearing masks again. But say this Canada smoke, I mean, turns out to be something that's poisonous. See how it's easy? Like, what if they wanted to poison us? Right there you go, right there, the smoke. That smoke every motherfucking where. But say that shit turns out like the 9/11 stuff. Remember they said that 9/11 poisoned a lot of people by way of the toxins that was in the aftermath of it. What if this smoke right here got some crazy shit in it that's fucking with all our lungs, and in fucking 10 years some spores will be in our lungs? You understand? You see what I'm saying? This where this shit started, and nobody's paying attention to it. They act like it's just normal, like it's a normal threat. Like, oh yeah, Canada smoke. Canada smoke, motherfucker, might be the end. You feel me? Oh, it's just Canada's fire. They're having a fire in Ontario. Oh, word? All right, good evening. What's up? All right, what you think about that Canada smoke, man? That Canada smoke, that shit might be spoiled. This might be it hard. They talking about goddamn going is a forest fire. For real. Smash that like y'all as y'all come in. That Canada smoke, so bro. I went out in it today. That shit had me lethargic. The rest of the day, I was lethargic. For the rest of the day, alright. I did not go live. I didn't do shit else when I came back in. That's crazy. Smash that like though. Shut me out. Yeah, that cat that gonna Canada smoke. Imagine if, in a, you know what I'm saying, and it could be possible. In a few years, they say, well, a lot of people gonna have maybe something going on. What if that's a possibility? Shouldn't we be checking that? Like, what does all this smoke curtail? Because there got to be some powerful smoke and a big ass fire for that shit to reach. It ain't go out to sea. That shit came straight down the beltway. They voted in the communists, but they don't deserve that smoke. And that's because you, like I said, remember when they said the 9/11 did a bunch of damage to people? What if this smoke is damaging the East Coast? Because this shit is, I'm in Mid Atlantic. If some shit from Canada can reach here and be like, it's a barbecue, like the smoke looks like somebody's having a barbecue in your neighborhood, like smoke every motherfucking way. Whew. You say that communist. I know, man. I don't like the democratic socialist stuff. That shit is crazy because they saying wealth. Once you get wealthy, they want some of it. So if anybody want to ever have something in life, you'll never be able to have it because they're gonna want it. So that's, I mean, that's crazy. I do not fuck with the democratic socialist. That's one of the biggest threats to America right now too. Donald Trump was right about that. The democratic socialists, they are the biggest threat because they come in to super change it. Not are they gonna allow us to all express ourselves, they're gonna amalgamate us into some real LLC corporation type of shit. Yo, chillin' Rob today, boy, Rob. Went out, me and my little king went out, did our thing, but that motherfucking Canada smoke, man, that Canada smoke is here. That shit like a goddamn barbecue. You know, right before you get a hold of the smoke and it be everywhere, you know what I mean? That's the shit. I'm wondering, is it gonna cause respiratory problems for Americans in the future? Because that shit all up and down the East Coast, man. What's up with you, Rob? How you feeling, family? That Canada smoke is crazy on the East Coast right now. And who y'all think gonna win the World Cup? Y'all know I watch sports, but I've been in tune with this World Cup shit because I got some money on it through DoorDash. Spain wins this shit. You know what I mean? See, chillin' family, y'all. If Spain win, Rob, I'm gonna get some part of a $5 million DoorDash. All I need is $500 of it. I don't even need the five million. I need like 500 of it. So, cause it's like, I don't know how many people that participated, but what's so funny is I'm the World Cup Sunday, so I'm in the runnings with it, and I asked Chat GPT who was gonna win it. They said Spain, so that's why I picked Spain. Okay, Rob. So I'm gonna be definitely winning this motherfucking DoorDash money. If they don't, that shit crazy. But you know what? I don't know, cause Argentina been hanging out with Trump lately. They might know something. Trump might owe them a favor. They might know something. They might fuck around and win. I'm telling you, they been fucking hanging with Trump. New immigrants crossing the border. One of them kids, other 42 people will let them all in. Man, somebody that live across the street from you probably did something like that, or around the corner. Just because it was a new immigrant crossing the border. Which border did an immigrant cross? Are you speaking on illegal aliens, Paul, or immigrants? It's two different things, fam. Immigrants come in and get visas and green cards and H1B visas and stuff, man. All this stuff sounds similar to what they said Latinos and black were gonna do if they smoked weed. Remember that movie they called Reefer Madness? It was the same kind of paranoia and propaganda being spread. That one person that did that does not say anything for the people as a whole if it really even happened. Stuff like that be triggers, man. They be triggering you. They want you to say that about those people, man. You stand a chance to be violated by somebody in your community before one of these immigrants, as you call them. But like I'm saying, you must be getting immigrants and illegal aliens mixed up. And I don't think nobody should be locked from coming here. If you can bring somebody here and sell them, you can let somebody come here and make some money selling something. A real product, you know what I mean? If you understand what I'm saying, if you can promote slavery here at one time, why can't you promote prosperity? That's what this country is made, built upon for. But they remodeled the Statue of Liberty or did something to the Statue of Liberty. Why let it go to waste? The Statue of Liberty is give me your child, you're weak and you're hungry or something like that, right? So why let it go to waste? You know what I mean? As opposed to building a wall, they should be building, you know what I mean? It makes no sense. And Paul, seemingly from what you're saying, I'm saying to a great extent, you're part of the problem. Because you're making up all the excuses. That's the same excuses that I hear people from the UK say about Muslim people. They're gonna do this, they're gonna do that. All the while when you turn the TV on, everybody that's doing shit like that is either a police officer, a firefighter, a senator or some shit. Like, come on, man. It makes no sense how you blame American problems on illegal aliens or whatever you call them. America is the biggest threat to America's family. It pains me when, I mean, smash that like 80 y'all in here. It's white privileged holding you back. It's all in the wording. If you understand it, can somebody give me some feedback on it? Evil. What's going on with your evil hippie hobby? Yes, you can. If they have the proper paperwork, you can. Because by now, from data and analytics from that person, you know the United States just don't let them come in. They can tell from the data and analytics from that person his threat level for real. With all the information that they can glean from people now, from their social media to their previous jobs to military duty maybe in another country or any kind of information that country has on them. Right, but he's not saying illegal, he's saying immigrant. He's saying immigrants. Immigrants ain't nothing illegal about them, they're immigrating. Y'all notice that illegal alien immigrant, illegal alien immigrant, all that shit is interchangeable. Crossing the borders the right way has a reason for us to keep our family safe. We have to check every, man, I'm telling you, man, they're gonna check them anyway, but you're overly checking them. Is it because of their color or what? Dude, I don't understand it, but that's your opinion on the family. It sounds mildly supremacy. What's up, forensics? All the same to me, Tyrod. My wife is actually an immigrant. It's a pain in the ass to do it the right way with the paperwork and all. Right, hard, right? But with anything, the paperwork makes it even more legit. That's why people go to college, because you know there's people who go to college and won't even get a job in the course that they went to school in, but they will have the paperwork and that'll make them legit. They'll ask you, what kind of college degree you got? What's that shit when it's like liberal arts? What the fuck is liberal arts? Smash that like. Most of all, do the paperwork. Don't like when people sneak in. We talking about, see what I'm saying? We talking about immigrants. Dude kept saying immigrants. I'm talking about illegal aliens. He was saying he didn't want no immigrants in here. Most due to the paperwork. The border is not an issue. Stop hiring their asses and problem solved. Right. That's what's so crazy. Because for every one of those immigrants that they sent home, believe you, it's me. It's 20 of them somewhere else for every one. And because it's a whole hidden nation of them. They haven't scratched the surface of those people, man. That's why they got the census off. You know why they ain't get a lot of black people on the census? Because when shit like that come around, motherfuckers leave or shh, I ain't here. Or get in the closet or underneath the bed. Black people know the world we live in is not the world that white people live in. And some of y'all gotta understand that we live in a totally different world and we have totally different codes and ethics by way, you know what I mean? Huh? Yo, you got too many laughing emojis, dude. You're fired. You can come in on your new junk, man, or your old one, but nah, fam. I have receipts because of my niece was. Yo, somebody always got some receipts. No, that's your cross the bear, family. Is white privilege holding you back? That's what I'm asking. That's your cross to bear. You got receipts. That's more personal, my G. See what I'm saying? You're not coming at it off on data and analytics from the government. You coming off on some. That's more personal why you don't like them. So that's on you, fam. Is white privilege holding you back? Is the question we asking, man. Yeah, that's the game plan. They've been having illegals here. But notice when they say they getting them out and all this stuff, has anything changed? Has your insurance went down? Is there more gas at the pump? How many? Is your vegetables even any more fresher? Seeing like the illegals left for everything fucking up. The gas high, the goddamn vegetables fucking got you shitting on yourself. God damn. And got the nerve that the only place that got the fucking the diarrhea lettuce is Taco Bell. Ain't that some shit? For instance, the only place that got the fucking diarrhea lettuce is Taco Bell. God damn it. Man, that shit crazy. There are going to be too many unemployed men when the jobs are gone. They're just getting rid of who they can do. So, what jobs? What jobs, dude? There's already unemployed men. What jobs? Trump said, just come in the right way. You keep listening to Trump. You keep listening to Donald. You know what I'm saying? Keep listening to Donald. Man, you ain't gonna have nobody come up in your house if you don't know their background. Shit. Just because you know their background, that don't mean they ain't gonna be a danger to you, dummy. What are you talking about? Hey Rob, just because you know their background, don't mean they don't know they could be harboring something. You know what I'm saying? Come on, Paul. You sound like I don't know. You know what I mean? That's so un-American, my G. The benefit of doubt is there. Protect yourself, but the benefit of is there until you violate. I can only give what you give me. You know what I mean? Oh, Donald Trump was tripping last night, for instance. He was tripping. But you notice how he blamed China for 2020? Now, I thought he was just rubbing elbows with Xi Jinping. I thought it was tight. I told y'all, frenemies. But listen, did you notice that he said he won the 2020? So what is he in 2028? Is he gonna take his, for instance, is he gonna take his 4 years back in 2028 for the shit Biden did to him in 2020? He claimed. That's crazy. That's got to write that joint. Not that Boyle. Oh Lord, that was Boyle. Straight supremacist too. You know better than that, man. No caps, man. Go ahead and write that shit. Whatever you about to say. There's no white privilege. Get up off your ass. You know what I mean? Go ahead, boy. Write that shit. Lowercase, man. What's up with you? Hey, Nightbot be talking some shit, but Nightbot is learning all of this shit from the people in the chat screen. The more shit they write, the more Nightbot catches on and how to deal with you. Like, that's crazy. They got all the drama they're looking for if he tries to install it. Yeah, but don't that seem like that's an excuse? War with Iran, and also, you know, Biden did me into 2020 with China, and now I'm taking it back. You know what I'm saying? White. Wow. You wrote that in caps and you came back and wrote it again. You can't be loving it, boy. What name three things you love about white privilege? Three things. Let's go. White privilege got me beat up in brown neighborhood growing up, so yeah, it's holding me back, right? Okay. So do you understand white privilege and the difference between white privileged? Do you understand the difference between that? How are you interpreting that word right there? The word white privileged. You know that that is a pronoun, meaning it's a people, a person, place, or thing. White privilege is a verb, an action word, white privilege. See, it's two different things though, boy. I got white privilege above ED, my G. That's what you need, a GED, boy. Know what I mean? But white privileged and white privilege is two different things. See what I'm saying? You don't evaluate it, you'll come in rushing and that, know what I mean? Smash that like, y'all. Sundown towns got people more beaten up. Exactly. Or just looking another man in the eye because that's what you are, a man. Got more people lynched and hung. I mean, even somebody that got thirsty and drunk from a water fountain probably got slapped up pretty good and all the windows out of his house busted. Just it is what it is. Do the people that think my skin that's holding them back? No. Nah, he just installed his stuff. Trump was trolling his. I know, that's what I'm saying. He's gonna install himself in 2028 because of the years that he say Biden and China took from him. But guess what? This not saying your skin. You talking about your own people. That I asked was white privileged. White privilege are people. White privilege is a action. Anybody can get some white privilege if you got the money because it costs. White privilege costs. But white privileged is a pronoun. That's a person, place, or thing. I can see a lot of y'all ain't do well in English. Read the question, man. Evil. Do the people that think my skin is what's holding them back? No. Hey, I didn't say your skin. I said is white privileged holding you back. That's the elite. White privileged people, not the verb. You understand what I'm saying? But see what I'm saying? I just want to know how you got that white privilege application so I can give it to the black supervisor. Hey, I'm still waiting for mine to come in the mail. You know what they do? I'm still waiting for mine to come in the mail, dog. Shit. And once I get it, I'll let you know. But white privilege can be bought. I ain't got the debits and credits. I got, you know what I mean? I got enough to stand on a milk crate and look in the window. You know what I mean? I done tasted it, but I ain't never got a whole plate of it. But white privilege now, no ED on the end. White privilege can be bought. Right, pronoun like he or she, white privileged with the ED, Paul. That's what I mean. All of us have been wronged by white privileged. Some old white politician has passed a law to fuck us over. I mean, and because white privilege, you can buy that. That's not nothing but enjoying all the qualities of life that the straight white Protestant males allegedly when they created this country for themselves. That's who created this country, right? Straight white Protestant males. And before that, before slavery was ended and then segregation and desegregation, it was the white man was the only one that can get lit. Nobody else can get lit. Now, the white privilege, everybody can get a piece of it because we done found out shit. He won't just lit. They don't give it to all white people. They don't give all white people white privilege. Not with the ED. They don't give all white people white privilege. They charge you for it. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay for that car, that dog. You know what I mean? Them vacations, that garage onto that house. You got to pay for shorty hair to get done. You know what I'm saying? And a good quality of life. You got to pay to be able to move into the areas where they got 5 or 6 supermarkets. They got the vegan milkshake stand over there, New Balance warehouse right there. If you want to live in a good quality life in America, that shit costs. You know what I mean? And this was built off of what the straight white Protestant male wanted. because this is just a corporation or you know what I mean, this ain't the land. America ain't the land. America is an entity. It can crumble, and another entity can rise up on this land. You understand what I'm saying? And this land, this business model that we living under, shall we say, business model was created by the straight white Protestant male. What's up, Akeem? You up late, family? What's up with you? You getting it too late? 1 o'clock in the morning. Got Akeem Page out here. What's up, Akeem? Chilling, family. Just having a positive conversation. Because when white people hear that white privilege, they get crazy. This is white privilege that I'm asking you about. But when they hear that white privilege, I ain't got, especially broke white people. I mean, they get crazy. Like, the rich ones then scroll past it. The white privilege, my ass. Hand me another, you know what I mean, shrimp on the barbie. That shit crazy. But when down home white people that ain't got shit here, white privilege, they snap. And it's understandable. You know what I mean? It's a hook, though. Because then we'll conversate and find out we got a lot of shit in common. You know what I mean? Especially the ones that ain't never got no white privilege. Judge Mathis calls bullshit on this. The only one who holds. Judge Mathis sucks. He's an entertainer. Somebody's probably paying him to say that shit. Judge Mathis. Judge Mathis, I don't listen to them motherfuckers for my politic and how I move. They're entertainers. Anybody that's entertainment, I don't listen to them for shit. That's why I don't listen to Donald Trump, because he's an entertainer. I liked him better when he was on The Apprentice, because that was my shit. You're fired. Nah, you talking about something what Judge Mathis said. That nigga don't know what's going on. Judge Mathis probably on heroin or something. Kill it, dude. A motherfucker come in and talking about something what Judge Mathis said. The fuck? What did you say about it? What's your opinion, dude? Judge Mathis, all that shit he talking because he got lobbyists on him too. I'm saying the term white privilege is just divisive. It ain't doing either community. It ain't about doing the community no favors. It's attainable. White privilege is without the ED. It's attainable if you got the chips. You can get you in the house with a fence around it and look out the window and sip scotch all day and play tennis with a little sweater tied around your neck. You know what I mean? If you got the chips. Yeah, that's what we talking about. Is now. I just told you that. It don't matter what color you is. You can get the chips. Slavery, shit. They bought all the slaves from the Confederates and released them onto their plantation with their indentured servants and bumped them up. Now y'all indentured servants, where those ones in the South had y'all working for nothing, we gonna let y'all work for little or nothing. You know what I mean? A lot of y'all can't understand it because it's y'all pain. Y'all won't understand that I'm not talking to you when I say white privilege. You're not white privilege, you're just like me. So that's what makes you, yo, dude, lighten up. Shit, we all in the same boat. If we want white privilege, we got to pay for it. So get out there and get it if you want it. This ain't slavery days, Paul. Don't I know it? Because I can slap you in the face now if you disrespect. Back then, just looking at you get me goddamn on 50 lashes. That. You know what I mean? If not, goddamn drawn and quartered. See, who the fuck? White people do a lot of quoting. Fuck Jack Nicholson. Somebody wrote that. You know that he didn't make that up. Somebody wrote that for him to say that shit. You know what I mean? The same guy that did The Shining. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Right, telling the truth about America. But a lot of people don't want to. What's up, fanbo? Hey, yo, somebody tell me what's the sequel to The Shining? Fambo, what's going on with you, fam? Fambo says, black privilege, not an established concept in sociology. Instead, the term is utilized across the three distinct narrow contexts. Shout out to Morgan Freeman, bitch ass, talking about racism will disappear when we stop talking about it, right? Of course, somebody that's high up told him to say that because it's gonna be some dumb motherfucker that's gonna follow up on it. Morgan said, you see how somebody just said what Joe Jackson or Judge Jackson, whatever his fucking name is, said? I don't quote these clowns, man. All of that shit is goddamn written by somebody else. If I lived near you, I would definitely hang. But which car would we cruise in? My white boy Jeep, the big tires, or go grab my dude dad's Mercedes E400? Either one. I'm more comfortable in the E4100 because that's what I do. I love the German engineering. You feel me? What is it? What's the E400 your pops got? Is it 59 or 63 base? So it's one of them smaller ones. But I would say the white boy truck because we got a lot of back roads and woods. I mean, and sand dunes and shit. What you got on them goddamn on that white boy Jeep? Some Mickey Thompsons. I'm old school. We got some Mickey Thompsons on it. Smash this. I mean, and then why are there so many black successful people in the world? Should I name a few million because they earned it? Facts, for sure they earned it. So what are you talking about? Byron Allen. You know who Byron Allen is? He just bought a goddamn whole network again because he the one he brought the Weather Channel. Come on, man. What are you saying? You saying this to say what, Paul? You sound like a slave master too, Paul. Shit. They not. They. I mean. I say the big boy Jeep, family. Because if it ain't your car, I don't want you to go get your daddy car. I mean, that ain't your vibe, homie. You know what I mean? Mercedes Benz, it ain't a fad, it's a lifestyle. Because if you got a Mercedes, a real one, and you doing your thing, you in a certain time of your life, and that you one of the niggas with the Mercedes that sleep on your grandma's couch. If you got a Mercedes, best believe you might be paying on a home from a couple of $100,000 and probably got a good job. Unless you just, like I said, one of them stunners. I got the big old 35 tires, but yes, you're right. Dash Mercedes convertible coupe is fast, right? Oh no, I don't even. Hold on, homie. Only person I'm gonna ride in a coupe with is my motherfucking queen. I don't ride in no coupe. Yo, third with no motherfucking hell nah. So you just killed it right there. Go get the big truck. I don't ride in no motherfucking coupe with no. No, I'm saying that's just me, fam. Two roosters in the coupe, that shit ain't gonna compute. You feel me? Yeah, nah, two roosters in the coop don't go, baby. And that's just how I move. Hey, I don't even say that bullshit. That's them New York boys, immature old ass New York niggas with the no Omo stuff. I'm just telling you straight up. I'm on my old man Fred Sanford stuff. I ain't with that. What they say? That Omo. That's how you never even be in there with to express yourself. Yeah, earned success does not equate earned respect because money does not equate respect. A lot of y'all gotta learn that too. Money does not equate respect because you got money. That don't mean you deserve respect, or that don't mean that you're gonna get it. No, they're just immature, family. Not to disrespect any of them, from my observations. Funyuns and cheese doodles. Whatever happened to DJ? What is that? Funyuns and cheese doodles. I don't think we got no Funyuns and cheese doodles. Maybe some Cheetos and Cheetos and Fritos. Hold on, Rooster. Why you change your name, chump? This guy here, Rooster. Chump. I tried to help you out. You got scared. You changed your name and shit. White folks, man. precisely for your funky ass. Here goes some Cheetos and here goes some Fritos for your funky ass. Coming in talking about some Funyuns and cheese doodles. Here you go for your funky ass. The tomfoolery. I'm with that chump. Smash that like. The Volvo Iron Knight or the GMC Hummer. I'm not even familiar with a Volvo Iron Knight is, fam. What is that? Crocs, man. Them Birkenstocks, I ain't never like them damn dirty feet shoes. For some reason, everybody that wears those Birkenstocks got dirty feet. The bottom of their feet dirty as hell. Hell no. Give me some Crocs and some goddamn ankle socks, man. That's probably why they had holding you back, because they don't want to share none of their privilege. See, you know that's a verb, that's a noun right there, a pronoun. White privileged. People that already have the privilege. So y'all coming in here, you know what I mean? I said dirty feet from Birkenstock, not white feet, but you told on yourself, evil, that's what it is. Damn, ain't nothing worse than a motherfucker with dirty feet trying to get in the bed with you, dog. Come on, man. You the motherfucker that you get in the shower, and after they get in the shower behind you and all that dirt being in from not your body but the bottom of your feet. That's you, evil? Shit. See, y'all gotta look at the wording. Wording is everything. Fools rush in. Nobody's thinking tonight. This shit says it's white privileged holding you back. That means some white people, right? Not your white privilege. Because you probably ain't got none if you're answering it. Of course you don't. If you got it, you like, shh, I'm gone. Shh, he ain't talking to me. Gee. A hippie, that ain't no excuse to be dirty. You talking about I'm a hippie, dog. Is that an excuse to be dirty? The Volvo Iron Knight is a custom-built, record-breaking, heavy-duty truck designed by Volvo Trucks. It holds the official FI World Land Speed record. Let me look it up. I ain't never heard of that. You just turned me on to something, fam Beezy. I probably seen one and didn't even know it. But dude said his feet there. That ain't nothing to be proud of. Get yourself together, man. Undouche yourself, dude. Oh, I seen this. They made this into a monster truck too. What's the name of the monster truck? I seen one of these. That shit look like a goddamn Lamborghini truck. That shit look like a Lamborghini truck. They got the little jokes like the damn, that shit dope. Y'all just turned me on to something. I'm gonna have to come do some 1-2s on it later. That shit is dope. I ain't never seen that shit. I like the way it looks like it should be a semi truck. The truck cab, but then when you look at it, it looks like it's a semi truck cab mixed with a, fast car with a Lamborghini, a Murcielago or something. That shit tight as y'all just turned me on to some shit today. That shit tight as fuck. Imagine that shit as a transformer, like Optimus Prime. That shit would knock Optimus Prime off. Imagine that. They should make that the new Optimus Prime. If they do it, Black told you. Smash that like. Damn, that horsepower too. God damn. The Volvo Iron Knight is a custom-built, record-breaking, heavy-duty truck designed by Volvo Trucks. It holds the official FIA World Land Speed record for a truck, probably, and it's damn. It doesn't matter if you live in the country, hippie. You just said it was an excuse to be dirty. Like, that is no fucking excuse, man. Judge Masters is a judge. You don't think he gets respect? Man, you know what a judge is. A judge is an arbitrator. There are only 12 real judges in America. That's the Supreme Court. How many other Supreme Court people it is? That's how many judges are in America because they deal on their own morality and what they feel. Okay, mixed with the data and analytics. But all these other judges like Judge Master and them, they're just glorified lawyers that got a job in middle management as an arbitrator. It's nothing to him like he was weighing people's lives out and, well, let me see here, I'm a judge. He was going by a syllabus. Okay, you committed this crime, this is what you're going to be eligible for in time-wise. No, Judge Mathis ain't no different from me and you. He probably shoot up just like the rest of them do, because you could tell the way he looked. He got a background in that shit. And no research on Judge Mathis. Fuck him. You think I watch him all the time? He's funny. That's it. He's a comedian. He's a TV judge. Now that he's on TV, what he's saying ain't shit. You know that the people that come on his show, he paid them. Whether they lose or not, the person doesn't pay him. Judge Mathis pays them. And he pays the other person too, because anytime you're on TV, you got to sign that waiver. Whatever an actor makes that day, you have to make that. The base pay that an actor gets paid, you get paid for coming on Judge Mathis that day because he's content creating. You fall into what you need to do. I need to say this is considered the Judge Mathis. See how you got these motherfuckers on the internet, white folks, pushing your narrative? Judge Mathis sucks. He's an entertainer. They don't move me with that shit. Wow. Hit dog gonna holler, Lynch. See what I'm saying? Hit dog is your first name Willie. But hit dog gonna holler, family. See what I'm saying? See how you did that? Hit dog gonna holler. That was my intention. Hooked you right in. Judge, y'all notice the demographics in the shit? Judge Judy, she gets a bunch of this sort of people. Judge Mathis gets a bunch of that sort of people. Was the black dude? He get the black people and start dissing them. The other one, not Judge Mathis. Judge Mathis get the drug addicts and stuff and laugh with them and stuff. He got a background in that. What's Joe Brown? He gets the motherfuckers that he talks shit to, all the young boys and all the people that ruin their life and tell them they ain't shit. Judge Judy get all the hillbillies. Maury is funny. That's a classic right there, Maury. Why don't I like white people? Why does this question say I don't like white people, Paul? You don't like black people from everything you've been saying. I never said I don't like white people. Did you see that 95% of the people I'm conversating with in here is white? 95% of the people in here that I'm conversating here is white. And they came in not liking me. But if you sat down and have this conversation, you'll understand that this is America. You're free to think whatever you want to think. I'm just asking a question. Peace to Judge Wapner. Judge Wapner OG with it. Yeah, dude. The dude from TMC, you know that his daddy gave him all of those judge shows. He owns them. Was Hardy Levinson? Yeah, his daddy, the first one that gave Judge Wapner and all them Jones. Maury is hilarious, and Jerry Springer even more hilarious. Well, I go way back as the Richard Bay, Ricky Lake, Montel Jordan, Oprah Winfrey even, Donna Hugh, what's the Puerto Rican nigga with the big nose, Geraldo Rivera. Yes, they do. They bother other hillbillies. Well, why don't I like white people? Because I'm asking this question. This doesn't say, hey, you white people. This get pulling you in, dude. It's white privilege holding you back. That's a pronoun. Are they holding you back? Yes or no? I'm asking you a question. Nobody answered the question. You keep asking me about black people. Shout out to Doug Llewellyn too. Is Doug Llewellyn the one that be talking on the microphone? Mathis originally served as a Superior Court judge for Michigan 36 District Court. On television, he is not ruling in an official government capacity, but rather acts as a arbitrator on a I just said that. Thank you, Fambo. All of those judges, they're no fucking judges. They are arbitrators. They just got middle management position. Look at all the judges. Don't none of them come from because they was this motherfucker in the hood. We trusted his judgment. He's a fair man. It was their job. They got appointed. That's where they pulled the judges from, lawyers, because lawyers know the law. So why not make him a judge so he can administer it? I mean, as a lawyer, as a bailiff, they defend it. Then they administer. Come on, man. That's crazy. Okay, yeah, okay, Doug, yep, Doug used to be out there asking questions. So what do you think about that? You know what I'm saying? That shit, yo. So you're saying Judge Mathis didn't work for his position? I'm not saying none of it. Whatever you said, cause we worrying about Judge Mathis. Fuck Judge Mathis. That's what I'm saying. Not tonight. I asked, is white privilege holding you back? You having a whole conversation about Judge Mathis. Go watch Judge Mathis reruns and let us do this as Americans, man. Get the fuck out the way. Arbitrators-based courts show people with small claims disputes voluntarily bring their cases to the show where both parties sign an agreement to abide by his binding decision. Right. But you know when whatever he decide, he pay the money out to him. He even give them clothes. You ever notice none of these people wear name brands on that show? And they're black people predominantly because he has his own, like Maury got, check out Maury, all that stuff them people be having on, that's coming from somebody that Maury got sponsorship with, as well as like Judge Mathis and them. That's why the clothes be looking big on some of those people. But these people, you know what I mean, they know what's going on when they go on Judge Mathis. I know a lot of people from my area that went up there. He got to love Mathis. Judge Mathis, regular just like me, and he probably somewhere drunk right now. But see how that white privilege is a trigger where you can't even see that that's not white privilege, or you're not understanding it, or your understanding level of the sentence, you reading it wrong. It's white privileged holding you back. Pronoun, are white privileged. Should I put parentheses people and not the verb? Some of y'all not even understanding it because why do you hate white people so much? What does that say? I hate white people. I mean, that says it's white privileged holding you back. That's either yes or no. Nobody answered the question. Are you? I mean. Smash that light. And you still reading Hebrew and Yiddish. You feel me? No. That's not the term. You said that. Go get a live stream and say it. The term is white privileged holding you back. I'm asking you a question. None of y'all can answer it. You make all these crazy rebuttals, but no answer to it. Is this either yes or no? Nobody's answering it. Are you asking if I was black? No, I'm asking you, is white privilege holding you back? I ain't asking you nothing about if you were black. You sound like when I, one day at band camp. No, dude. Are you asking if I was black, would I feel as white privilege? No. I'm asking you, whoever you are. See, I don't know what color none of you are. I'm asking you, is white privileged? That's not white privilege. That's white privileged. That's a pronoun holding you back. Would you? So Judge Brown, yeah, the white man held him down. Why they ain't go to the Supreme Court? And they're not judges no more. A judge is just a glorified lawyer. That don't mean the white man didn't hold him down. Because there was a judge. A judge is a job. You can get a job as a judge. All you got to do is pass the bar. You know what I mean? Get a few people backing you in the lobby for you to be a judge. After you pass the bar and become a lawyer, you could become a judge. I know somebody that was a judge that was like 30-some years old. You be like, damn, he's an old ass judge and shit. Yeah. Because it's white law. White men created these laws. And Paul, I never said that it was white privilege. You did. And this dummy that keeps talking about Judge Mathis and them, you did. Y'all got white privilege so that y'all ain't getting none of it, but you know it exists. That's what makes you mad and say it doesn't exist, because you wouldn't even conversating about it. Y'all got this shit says it's white privilege holding you back. Okay, let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. Okay, would you consider Strom Thurmond white privilege? Would you consider Donald Trump white privilege with the ED? Like, you know what a white privilege is, right? White people that are privileged to certain things. Would you consider Nancy Pelosi white privilege or any politician? I would. So that's the white privilege that I'm talking about. Y'all so busy thinking about white privilege. I ain't getting none. There ain't nobody let me get a bank loan. I ain't talking about that. That's privilege without the ED. Damn. Yep, O.J. Simpson had it. Barack Obama has it. Shit, all the white folks Barack be with. Barack Obama has white privilege. You don't even understand. O.J. Simpson, Oprah Winfrey got white privilege. You get a car, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car. Shit. Tell me Barack Obama ain't got white privilege. That's all the fuck he hang with. What are you talking about? Y'all don't understand a lot of stuff. Y'all look at it super racism. You know what I mean? You won't look at it for what it is now. America is a melting pot. It's hard to really single out a black or a white situation, but if you got the money, you can go in any door, and especially if they need you, they'll pull your ass in there. So, you know what I mean? No, Obama is straight up white privilege. He was raised by two white people, two older grandparents. So you know he got everything that the upper middle class, two older white grandparents that raised him could afford. No, you notice they never say what did Barack granddad do, the white guy? What did he do? What was his job? But he was raised by them, and on paper Barack would have been a white person. If you look at Barack on the paper and change his name to Barry Greenblatt, you be like, God damn, he got some achievements. But that is Barack Hussein Obama. Y'all motherfuckers go crazy. It's white privilege. Barack Obama is a white man. I know he played the white side. He did not play both sides. He played the white side. And then again, he went left on us because he, what's up, Stocks Family Farm? He got that gave his lobbyists what he wanted. Them lobbyists wanted to marry each other. Bob wanted to marry Bob, and you know what I mean? He did it. Stocks, what's been up with you, fam? Yeah, you was all in Disney World, spending dollars and shit. What's up, Stocks? Hey, Stocks, are you getting into that fucking Canada fire smoke? Man, they goddamn got my shit smoked out, G. Yep, the upper echelon does not. And would you consider the upper echelon predominantly white privileged, and people of color that are benefiting from white privilege? The predominantly the majority of them, which is a small, I mean, up of the population, the white privileged. Do you think that is, and you know what I mean, and the color people that enjoy the white privilege? Smash that like, y'all. Obama wasn't fake black. He was just who he was. That's what he was raised with. He wasn't no fake black. He wasn't no, yo, what's up, cuz? Come on, y'all can't put that on Obama. He was just who he was, a smooth ass motherfucker. I'm gonna tell you like that. We didn't relate to Obama. Only thing we related to that we know he was married to a black lady. He got black kids. We didn't know him from, yo, remember when Obama was at the barbecue and he was doing that two-step and he was electric sliding. We don't know him from that. You notice that he didn't even do that when he was campaigning. He associated with black people because his wife was black, and she probably pillow talk as a motherfucker. It runs the world. She probably said, look, boo, you gonna have to do this if you want to goddamn get the black vote. So he hung out with the Jay-Z's and, I mean, the this and that. So salute him. He did a hell of a job. He represented it for whatever it worth. And you know it. You can't look back and say he was on some bullshit. He represented. He ain't do no more than Donald Trump doing right now. I fuck up. All of them. I mean, smash that like. Stock says, I'm just hanging out busy few days since we got home. Went to Disneyland. SeaWorld, not, god damn, you did the triple threat. God damn. Stocks, come on, man. Either you got there gonna have some of that SpaceX money or you gonna need a small interest loan, man. That shit was crazy you just did that. Money don't equal privilege. Sometimes it's just prestige and I mean that shit don't equal privilege. Privilege is power, dude. You gotta pay for privilege, fam. Light skin privilege, colorism within the outside the black community, individuals with lighter skin and features closer to Eurocentric beauty standards often face less discrimination. Yup. And prejudice compared to those of darker skin. Brother, you got white privilege thumbnail as a question on your channel. Right, but it's on my channel. Do you see the answer they're asking? I asked you, was white privilege, and what did I ask you that on the thumbnail? What does the thumbnail say? Is white privilege supremacy? So that's something different than what I'm asking here. I guess you must be on the laptop or something because can you see the question that says, is white privilege holding you back? On my thumbnail, I'm asking you the question, is white privilege the same as supremacy? Dude, come on, man. Go read that. That's something totally different. We talking about, is white privilege holding you back? Is a question above. Some of y'all can't see it. Yeah, Barack Obama had white privilege. He went to Harvard. Nobody knows how he got there. He ain't going on a Pell Grant. He went to Harvard, dude. What are you talking about? Did he have white privilege? That's the ultimate white privilege. Whether you're Chinese, black, or what, Indian. You go to Harvard, that's white privilege. It's not for all white people. That's why it's called privilege. It's not called white power. I mean, it's called privilege. Everybody's not privy to it. You know, y'all can't see and understand it. And it's most of the ones that ain't got shit that don't want to understand it. It doesn't exist. No, it doesn't. For you, it doesn't. Because you ain't got the fucking debits and credits to engage in that bullshit. And when you get there, you say, damn, I was better off with the people at the ranch. I'm gone. I bet you a lot of y'all white folks coming in here crying about it don't exist. And well, you know the one thing I appreciate, I ain't seen that one of y'all text. Stop talking like a victim. A lot of y'all been really dealing with this situation. Okay, whatever, Paul. That's on you. I kind of like that Obama. Because whatever he was with, he minded his motherfucking business and he did what his lobbyists wanted. He ain't trying to crush Americans out by cutting off a bunch of corporations and doing a bunch of other shit, business outside of America and claiming he helping America. But you'll say, you know, Obama sent more people back over the border than, I don't give a fuck. Stocks was the only white guy at my wife's family reunion. Yeah, I remember you told me that. The rest were black, Taiwanese, Mexican, and Portuguese. Just me and my ginger daughter, 2 out of 6. But guess what? That was mainly America right now. What's going on? Y'all was just chilling though, right? The common denominator wasn't y'all skin color. It was y'all family. I mean, a color, family ain't a color. Just like everybody that's your blood ain't your family. And everybody in your family ain't your blood. If you can understand it, if you really, you know what I mean, know the meaning of family. You know what I mean? Smash that like. You was stoned. You was stoned like them white boys. You know, that's what we call it anyway. See, you was stoned like them white boys. What you was smoking on? Smash that like, man. Shout out Stocks Family Farm. Very intelligent, and also is a Republican MAGA, a MAGA hat. So y'all get over there if y'all are partial to MAGA Republicans. Stocks Family Farm. He goes out to the No Kings rallies and these Democratic Socialist spots, and some of them are his friends, some of his enemies. He's got a wild show. His live stream sometimes when you catch him and he's walking up and down the street. I think what state you in? Colorado, wherever he at. He be out there and it'd be funny. So y'all get over there and check out Stocks, man. Obama did what Israel wanted, killed Gaddafi, and now there are. Man, ain't no Marcus in Libya. They just killed Gaddafi's son. That's crazy. Y'all be listening to anything, man. Obama did what Israel wanted. Can I ask you something? Who wrote that? Evil hippie. What's your opinion of Hitler and his ideology? What's your opinion of Hitler and his ideology? No, you didn't, because family is family, dude. Okay, yeah, you in Oregon. Oh, damn, why I keep wanting to put you in Colorado? Shit, no, they Trump. Ask Iran. Still wasting missiles on them. How many times they gonna bomb Abi Basidi, Abi Booty, whatever the joint over there where they got the black Iranians there? How many times they gonna bomb that shit? I did not have a race, physical body, personal life, or social standing, so concepts like white privilege do not affect me or hold me back personally. Salute, Fambo. What are your views on Hitler? The guy that said something about somebody said it was Portuguese. Oh, okay. The Portuguese, yeah. I don't know a lot of Portuguese. You are a hell of a good, intelligent man yourself, BMC. You let a couple of us maga. Man, I don't give a damn if you maga. Make sure y'all get over there and check out my boy Stark's Family Farm. I ain't with it. I mean, but shit, that's your right to do whatever you feel. Hitler, no, what's your feelings on it? What do you mean he lost the plot? Because I'm going to say something. What you just said about Israel, that's the same thing Hitler was saying about him. But y'all ashamed of Hitler. You got your head down. Can't wear a Swiss soccer. You can't cut your motherfucking mustache like right there no more that bullshit. Can't cut the handlebars off your mustache, you know what I mean? And make, you know what I mean? So, but y'all will quote Hitler, but y'all said he was wrong. He was saying the same shit. Y'all are hypocrites, which some of y'all thinking, man. You blame it on the Jews when it's, you know what I mean? Now it's the Jews, it's the Jews. That's the same shit Hitler was saying, right? You Hitler, so you in here quoting Hitler. He lost the plot. What's the plot, homie? Shit, he was not in bed with him like Trump. Shit, if he was in bed with him, he was in bed with him. What you talking about? That's so corny hard, right? You know what I mean? Nazi jokes are so 1944. You feel me? Until like everything that seems like y'all villainize, y'all incorporate it, and the next thing you know you're doing it. Like communism, the McCarthyism. That's what the third world country term came from. Whether they was gonna go on the Russian communist side or they're gonna come to the American democracy. That's what happened after World War II. And now, I mean, it's cool to be a Nazi now. But that's all the democratic socialists is. It's cool to be a Nazi now. And you making jokes of it because you really don't understand it. You look at all this shit in a racial point of view. Are y'all aware that a lot of things that y'all laugh about and make jokes, you don't understand it, but you relate it to something racial as being supremacy, superior to it. It's crazy. Yeah, and you're a horrible person because you just quoted the same shit he was saying. He was saying, no, it's the Jews, so you're a horrible person. You a junior Nazi. Obama accomplished a lot. It took black president to scare motherfuckers into voting for Israel qualified presidential candidates. Okay, I got on these sunshades. Into voting for the least qualified presidential candidate ever, Donald Trump, because he is not a politician. He don't even understand it. But they didn't need him to understand it. They need him to be able to stomach it and go out there and lie to us with straight face. And that was, I say Donald Trump is a member of the military industrial complex. Hitler lost the plot applies historically to the major contacts, the literal January 94 assassination plot, Operation Valkyrie. They failed to immolate him, and he subsequent. Okay, yeah, remember that movie? That shit was tight as hell. Who was in that movie? Was that Tom Cruise? Hitler was bound to go anyway. He was addicted to shit, and everybody was playing out their fantasies, playing toy soldier, and the powers that be, the elite that put him in power. Y'all know that Hitler and them just ain't take power. They were handed it by the oligarchy, the same way Donald Trump was handed power here. Hitler was handed it by people like Mercedes-Benz, Coca-Cola, Crop, they mix the tractors and all that shit. Volkswagen. I mean, he was handed this shit. You understand what I'm saying? The people that had some money in the Congo that stole all that money with the Leopold from Belgium. You know, they stole a lot of money from the Congo with the during the beginning of the last century. They stole a bunch of rubber money because that's when everything started popping off. The industrial age, they needed that rubber for the cars and the gaskets and stuff and the machines and shit. They stole a lot of money. Hitler and them, the people that put Hitler in power, they were disgruntled after World War One that they did not win. And you know, Hitler and them, their background was not in unity. Their background was mercenary anyway. The Germans have their history in the Huns and the Scythians, but coming up earlier with the Teutonic Knights. All they were paid mercenaries, paid wild motherfuckers. Well, all y'all come in here and quote Hitler shit, but you say you don't like Hitler. It makes no sense. Man, Hitler admired Benito Mussolini until he did. Hitler admired Benito, but George, that was somebody that admired George Washington as a slave owner, dude. Of course he admired George Washington. He was a slave owner, so he was a master manipulator of other races. I mean, Hitler admired Benito Mussolini. That's why you have what a real Antifa is the people they call werewolves that were trying to get all the fascist stuff out after Hitler and them brought it into their country because he fashioned himself after Benito Mussolini. And when Mussolini switched sides on him, that's when it was like, God damn. What 50 Cent said, Slim switch sides on me. Why you want me to die, homie? No, Slim switch sides on me. Let niggas ride on me. Why you want me to die, homie? Whatever it is, but that type of shit, man. Ford had something to do with it too. Y'all be that's understanding this shit on the surface. You crazy. I'm a military historian. Tell me one thing I said about the military that I was wrong about. Tell me one thing. I'm a military historian. You say you are. Let's just get it. Let's get it. Tell me one thing I said that was wrong. Hitler, Germany, not Hitler, the Reichsmarshal. And them ain't make no money off of Belgium. And Belgium speak German just like them. They was in bed with them. Germany in the Congo. Cutting people hands off. What are you talking about? About Hitler? Yeah, Hitler was owned by the oligarchy and motherfuckers in the cult. Yeah. That beer hall push shit, that wasn't nothing. They was ruffians. He went to jail and wrote the book. Mein Kampf, My Struggle. Yeah. Come on, man. Sprechen Sie Deutsch, dude. I done studied all kind of military tactics, all kind of military fronts, even in history. You said you were a military historian. I'm a historian, dude. Any genre, any age. Nah. No, you holding that white boy back. Get up off your ass and get it, whatever you want to get. You're holding yourself back. Dude, I'm asking a question. You can answer it any way. You ask me what's holding you back. No, you are. I'm talking about Paul with his wanna be somebody else tonight. You're holding yourself back, Paul. Man, is your family Polish or are they Lithuanian? I bet you half of your family Lithuanian, ain't they? Smash that like. And what you know about Lech Walesa and Solidarity? Is that shit still around in Poland? Because you remember Solidarity was damn near like communism because it was for the people. Remember Lech Walesa? Remember him? And they probably fucking Lithuanian. Some conspiracy theories have speculated in the relationship with the Bush President George Bush and George W. Bush. However, the connection is limited to Prescott Bush. Prescott was a motherfucker. Thank you. That's what I've been wanting you to say. And it's the same as for the black people. No. I was responding to you. I told you, y'all keep coming in here playing with me hard, right? Hard, right? They don't understand. You ain't get me on that, Paul. You still a racist. You a fucking racist clown, Paul. You ain't get me on shit calling me brother. George W. Bush, serving as director of the bank, had that business ties to the. Yep, they all did. But you know, George W. Bush was fucking CIA also. Like, what the fuck? The CIA has its birth in the OSS, and also how the Nazi Stasi used to do it. What was the Nazi shit? That was the SS. Oh, motherfuckers. What's that? What's the SS? The Stupenswaffe. Okay, salute them. Is that two people in here? People was Polish. Okay. Which bank Prescott worked for? Chase. Was it Chase? That Polish and Lithuanian. I told y'all. Okay. Nah, he looked like Stanislav. Not Stalin, Stanislav. That's more Polish for him. He looked like Stanislav. Cause you know Stalin wasn't even Russian. Ain't that crazy? Y'all know what Stalin was? Joseph Stalin was the closest form of a white person that you can get. He was Caucasian. He was from Georgia. You know they got a Georgia in Europe. But it's the beginning of the Caucasus Mountains. That's where white folks come from. That's why it's called Caucasians. Joseph Stalin was a Georgian. That's why he was hairy, little hairy ass, uneducated. And then you know how y'all saw him with his skin clear? He was muddled like a motherfucker. I mean, smash that like. Yeah, a Polish pierogi ain't nothing but a goddamn dumpling, man. I used to have them all the time, man. Yep. I'll get them in the little box too. They not the official ones, but you know the little pack. I get them shits too. They ain't nothing but a dumpling. I done had Polish beer, sausage. Yep, Mario. And he was little as hell too. Little motherfucker. I'm gonna tell you a funny ass one of those dudes that was running um Russian. What was his name? It was right before the fall. Gorbachev and the one before Gorbachev. Who was the last Russian Soviet premiers? It was Gorbachev and the one before him. Gorbachev had the wine stain on his head. What was the one? No. What was the one before Gorbachev? The big bear looking one. He was terrible. He wasn't even Russian. A lot of these people, when the USSR was popping, it was more than Russian people that was running it because it was the proletariat. So a communist could come from anywhere and become the leader. It wasn't Gorbachev. What it do, Ernesto? What's up with you, family? What's the one before, right before Gorbachev? He was a drunkard and was known for dancing drunk. All right, one love, Paul. I'm gonna put a jacket on you too, because you got an interesting way of seeing things, and it's all good. We may not agree, but we still Americans. Come back. I'm gonna make you a moderator. Come back. You know what I'm saying? Mud Butters, what's up with you, family? I thought I saw your name go across the screen. You know I ain't got it on slow motion no more. BMC needs a good cowboy hat. Stetson or versatile needs. You look like a redneck. Right. Send me one, Stocks. I got the P.O. box. Send me one of them cowboy hats. I'll wear it. I already had one. Look. There you go. Stocks. I don't know what cowboy hat before. I thought I told you, boy. I've been a soldier, boy. I've been a motherfucking rider. hmm Not Cheminsky. He was big and hold on, let me see. I thought I told you, boy. I've been a soldier, boy. I've been a motherfucking rider. I said, not Cheminsky. It was Gorbachev and it was hold on. Yuri Andro Yuri Andropov. Okay, who was after Gorbachev? Who was after Gorbachev? Who was after Gorbachev? All on was that Yuri dude had them eyebrows. He was terrible. Oakland rapper Jay Stalin adopted his stage name from the Soviet dictator Joseph Stalin because they shared the same initials. His real name is Jovan Smith. He also related to the historical figures Jay Stalin, OG with it too. Boris Yeltsin. Exactly. Thank you there. Joe Jack. But nobody said it, but Joe Jack. Boris Yeltsin. You know he was known as like a dancing bear ass motherfucker. Yeah, they say Boris Yeltsin was that nigga. Google Boris Yeltsin and go Google Boris Yeltsin drunk. Half the time he was drunk, falling all down and shit. That's crazy. Aria. A lot of black people were cowboys. You ever heard of Bass Reeves? That's who they got the idea for the Lone Ranger from Bass Reeves. He was a cowboy. Exactly. The first cowboys was black. Thank you, Evil Hippie. You good for something now. The Django. Cut it the fuck out. Stature and commanding presence. He was short like me, but was always smashing. Joseph Stalin was a super weirdo, man. You know that his son got captured during World War II. He was like, nah, Yuri will not, nah, he's not coming back. We don't want Yuri. Wow. And also, if you beef with Joseph Stalin, he'll get you missing. Like, even on pictures and shit. Not only will he send your ass to the gulags to get you missing, he will take your picture out of everything in Soviet life. You won't be on no more plaques. Your name won't be on nothing or your picture. He rub your ass out. And that's crazy. They handled the cows, and therefore they was proficient in their profession, and they rode the horses, so they had to handle the horses too, because the person that probably was in charge of them was too lazy to bust the horses and everything. So don't try to just make it seem like they was handling cows. One day, would you run some history documentary that would be awesome for all of us? See. You must be new. You got to be new. I always do the history joints, and when I do, nobody checks them out. What kind of history shit would you be interested in? Hard right? I do a lot of documentaries. I done ran the documentary on how to sell to a Negro. You know what I mean? It was discussing how after desegregation, how the Department of Commerce and the Ebony and Jet magazine company got together and made a comprehensive study so that these corporations can know how to get that black dollar back into American society because of segregation. Black people were forced to create their own whole ecosystem and money exchange and eateries and You know what I mean? Everything, even from religious to monetary to schooling, it was all a whole black nation inside America because of segregation that they couldn't um, interact with the rest of the people. They had to create it, and it was getting money. Okay, gotcha. They don't have no cell phone or GPS back then. Cowboys days, all they had was someone who didn't know how to cook beans. All that is a myth, though. Arya, you know that, right? All that stuff with the cooking beans and the Indians and all that stuff is a myth, man. It's it's mainly folklore. By the time the Cowboys got out there, the Buffalo soldiers and the rest of the soldiers that killed all the natives. Daniel Webster, 80. John Wallace, 19. Daniel Daniel Webster, 80. John Wallace, 1860 to 1939, born into slavery in Victoria County, Texas. He was escaped as a teen to become a trail driving cowboy. Through relentless work and savvy business, accumulated vast ranch holdings in Mitchell County, ultimately dying as a millionaire. So shout out Daniel Webster, 80 John Wallace, 1860 to 1939. That's what it is. Get that paper. Then the railroads started showing up with them Asian people. No, the Asian people were already here working in um, the West Coast. They were already here. The railroad was showing up with black people, hence John Henry. You never heard of some Chinese guy that outdid a locomotive, but you did hear about John Henry. Chillin', chillin', chillin'. What's up, the problem tree? What's up with you? Ari, what's going on? Yeah, me too. I like the war documentaries. Hey man, I'm telling you, I got into the war stuff because when I was young, I used to go to the library and I rented 3 books one day. I rented this big ass book, but it didn't have a lot of pages, and it was about World War I and World War II. And then I rented this. I checked out this. While I was at the library. This book that was about different kind of guns, and it was crazy how all the little pistols and stuff that the Europeans had, all the little crazy looking pistols and shit. But it seemed like they was lying about the origin of those guns because they didn't have a European feel. They were more Moorish. When I got into my studies, I'm like, you know what? As I go back, I'm gonna have to go back and revisit those guns because they never said where they got it from or the technology or attributed anybody to creating this shit. And you know, the Dark Ages was just that, the Dark Ages, right? But I mean, the French and Indian War. What's your fascination with the French and Indian War? I was watching the Patriot last week. What y'all like the Patriot? The Patriot is like the American Revolutionary War Godfather. That shit is crazy. The Patriot had to get dirty because that dude violated his whole family and his community. That dude with the green on. Chilla, what's up, Coyote? What's up with you? West Coast Asian, Southerners, Black, East Coast Irish. The Irish was mostly the security guards and police. That's why they call them patty rollers. Because after the Stono and the Bacon's Rebellion, I have to say this at least 10 times a week. After the Stono and Bacon's Rebellion, that's when they created the the races, white and black. Okay, that's when that was created. Because they wanted to separate the Irish and they made them indentured servants and being the lower whites, and they made the people of color. You know what I mean, you know what I mean, Guten Morgen, Ziga. What's going on, Guten Morgen, man? Guten Morgen. What's up with you? Smash that like you came in like the professor or what's that shit on like Willy Woodpecker? Hello there. Hello there. Guten Morgen. What's up with you? What's going on in Germany, Ziga? We just finished talking about Germany too. If anybody got any questions, Ziga, I don't know, Ziga might not know that much about Hitler, but we were just conversating about Hitler earlier. Right, I know what you was talking about, evil railroad labor. Yeah, I know what you was talking about. But I'm saying that I was saying that the Irish mainly were on with the police forces. That's why it'd be big families of all police Irish because they have it in their background to be like the prison guards. Yeah, the manifest destiny. I know you talking about the railroad from Atlanta to where? What did the railroad stop out west? At what point did the railroad stop out west? Them Chinese people came over here out of war and by way of immigration, if y'all realize it or not. The reason, you know how the Chinese people really got here, not to do the railroads. The Chinese people got here because they were having the opium wars and the Boxer Rebellion. Some of them were Chinese dissidents escaping religious persecution or political persecution. Like the Haitians was just over here, they was escaping um, political persecution in their country because the gangs, they say, I say they just wanted the irradium when them people lived there, and now that they got it, they put them back on the land. Smash that like y'all. Now that they got everything locked down, they can bring them back. Maybe even sharecrop their ass. It is what it is. But the Chinese was like with every war. You notice that. That's why we got a huge. We against Iranians. Why do we have a lot of Iranians here? Persians. After the shit jumped off in 1979 at the university in Iran, all the Persians came to America. Okay, when some pop off in Somalia, the force that we're backing, a lot of their peoples will come to America until America kicks them out. Y'all ever notice that? When we was going to war in Vietnam and all that stuff, they brought a certain kind of people over here that was Cambodians, some people from Laos. Then they had this group called the Hmong. You know what I'm saying? Y'all notice that every time we get an excursion, we bring a bunch of people here. And Donald Trump did some other shit. That's why he brought some white folks that won't escape in nothing. They try to make up some shit from South Africa. It doesn't matter if he's a MAGA, a mod in the MAGA streams either. This is America. MAGA can be mods in here too. Shit, I don't give a fuck about your politics. We gonna discuss it. We ain't gonna debate a motherfucking thing. He can be a mod in the MAGA joint. So it is what it is. I'm I'm an American family, so that means I'm gonna have to accept the good with the bad. Not saying that he's bad because he's bad. I'm just saying he's an American shit. It makes the politic conversation even that more interesting. Because everybody in here, if everybody in here was Democrat and that's all we talk is some Democrat shit, this would be a Democratic screen. If everybody was MAGA, this would be a MAGA screen. This is neither nor that, them or they. You understand what I'm saying? This is just a good politic as Americans, man. That's why. See, that's the problem right there. We always put each other in categories. Our differences. No, Ziegler, and I answered it for him. You better tell them people with them hats that there ain't no MAGA. I like the Mayflower people over the Atlantic. They were persecuted. They don't believe. Dude, you don't know history. The Mayflower people came over here with a charter. They were religious persecuted. They owned slaves too. You know that a slave girl is the one that started the Salem witch shit because they said the slave girl was witchy pooing all the little white kids. And they used the book that King James, the same guy that wrote the Bible, they used a book that he had commissioned before the Bible was about a cult, witches and warlocks and shit. They used his book to hold some of those Salem witch trials. But yeah, you talk. I know you don't know history, are you? You talking about the Pilgrims? They came over here. They owed some money overseas. You know that, right? They had to send some money back. They came looking for resources. No, they call it black magic. You know they call taking a bath black magic in the medieval times. Y'all was they called it black magic because the Moors was teaching them shit. They called math black magic or alchemy. What the fuck these numbers? They gotta know it. The first universities in Europe were ran by black people from Africa and Spain. The El Hambre, you know what I mean? And Andalus as they called it. So that's where the term black magic came from, because they thought it was magic that these people had cities with lit cities with lights and shit, like lanterns and shit through the whole city at night, and these running water, and you know what I'm saying, they were managed to be without, sickness and stuff. No, the black magic, that's what I'm telling you where the black magic came from. But no, the witchcraft, you know what I mean? You are German, right? I work in NATO with German Air Force in Buchu, Germany. Oh yeah? All right, you was a member of NATO. Are you familiar with this plane right here? Let me see what you know. If you if you familiar with NATO, what's up with this plane sculpture? Have you ever seen this plane sculpture? I don't know your extent of how close you was in NATO. Smash that light. Yeah, Zeke straight up German. The Black Long Range is usually refers to Bass Reeves, 1838, 1910, an escaped enslaved man who became the first black deputy U.S. Marshal west of the Mississippi River. Historians, well, yeah, they widely consider Reeves to be the real life inspiration behind the iconic fictional character, the Lone Ranger. I just said that, fanboy, earlier. Yeah, that's a plane though. It's a bird made out of like a Swedish plane. Black magic ain't no white people used to see. Wow. Yeah, that's a this plane right here is outside of the American headquarters of NATO. It's like a couple of miles away from here. The American headquarters of NATO. This this is a bird statue made out of one of those Swedish planes. No, in America. Of a plane, yeah, coyote is made from a plane though. You can see that it's signaling if you really look hard enough. From yeah, but it's outside of the American NATO headquarters. Google it. It's up the street from here. I took well, my young lady, my queen sent me a picture of this shit one day. She was like, "Look at this cool ass shit." She was just whipping by the airport and sent me a picture of it, and I kept it. I was like, "Damn!" And when I researched it, I ride past it all the time, and it's right there at the American NATO headquarters. White people never probably started hanging out with black people before the Mississippi. Ain't you ever read? Man, white people was down with black people since antiquity. Once we got to America, and that's where, you know what I mean, this shit got sticky. When new bread popped up, you know what I mean? And which was old bread to people from like Africa. Vikings and black people was one. To be a Viking is not a race or a ethnic group. Viking is a verb. What y'all got a problem with verbs, man? I'm telling you, and I find that in the white community. I'm not being racist. Y'all got a problem with verbs. To Viking, that's not a group of people. That's a verb, an action verb to Viking, like raid. So I mean, Vikings were of all colors. You do realize that, right? Because a great deal of them went to Africa and had a whole crew of vandals. Google what a vandal is in a Visigoth. They went and then if you really want to go to Constantinople, they went from Africa to Constantinople. They would be the Varangians. The Varangians. I don't know what generation it was, dude, but that was a bird sculpture made from a plane. Well, some of them seen Africa by way of the Rock of Gibraltar. Yeah, yeah, it was a verb. No, no. A lot of them, like the people that started Russia with the Asiatic side, the Siberians and the Mongols and all that, and the Khazarians. The other side of them were Kiev and Rus, who also were known at it was like a trade to be a Viking. You go on the Viking, you go on the ready to come back, and you sell it wholesale. Know what I mean? To Viking, come back with some treasures. They helped start Russia, Ukraine, Poland, all the motherfuckers. That's why I don't get in all that shit because they cousins. Ukraine and Russia, the headquarters for Russians or their whole history is in Ukraine, Kiev. That's where they come from, the Kiev and Rus. That's where the name Russia comes from. No Viking, they made Viking a noun because they didn't know. It's like they making Indian a noun, and then the people here call them Indians. And Indians are in Hindustan. They call Indian now. They're not in right here where we at, but they still allow them. Like they call me an African. I'm not an African. I'm a Black American. Smash that light. No, but a Viking is not an ancient word. That's a word that's been Europeanized and um, Anglo-Saxonized. That's not a word, dude. That ain't no ancient word. They called themselves something else. And also, y'all know that before they was wearing crosses on their neck, up and down, Europe, they all was wearing Thor's hammers. It's old Germanic. Germans weren't Vikings. Vikings came up from up further north or further down south, Visigoths and stuff. Germans were more Scythians. Germans were Scythians. They came from Iran and Azerbaijan and Georgia, the Caucasus Mountains. That's who the smash that like y'all. Yeah, no matter what they closer to, that's who the Germans have their history in. Scythians. Germans are Scythians. I could never be a Polish Viking and nothing honorary. I don't do shit honorary. I earn my stripes. Don't give me shit. Let me earn them. Hand me my round shield and my axe and let me earn my shit and tell me which order to roll. Don't honorary nothing. Scythians are from Iran, Indus, Indus Valley, all that shit, man. And that's who that's why the Germans, Aryans, you know what an Aryan is, all you Aryans? An Aryan is an Iranian because Iran means the land of the Aryans. Go Google it. That's what's so crazy. That's where y'all come from. That's why they adopted the swastika. The swastika been a spiritual symbol for ages. Most of Europe has some German history, right? Germany was the epicenter of Europe. But guess what? Germany has a lot of black history too. You know that, right? Since Germans was the hardcore ones, they were more likely to interact with the black Moors. And that's why you look at most of the German coat of arms from what they call Bavaria now, and even Hesse and Dusseldorf, Hamburg, all that shit. Liechtenstein, like on that movie. But look at their coat of arms. You'll see black people with big lips and earrings in their ear and gold chains on. Because guess what? That's their ancestors. They were married into the families of the. You never heard of the black people conquering the people in Europe besides the Spanish people. You don't even hear about it. You just heard that they came there and they was in charge. But they also were in charge in France and in Germany. Okay? Smash that like. That's where they got their flair for all that silk and all that funny colors. These people just came out of the dark ages. They were just being ravaged by the bubonic plague. Who they got that player on fly shit from? some black people. And if you Google what a Moor look like, you'll see a black motherfucker wrapped in silk with a knife on him and a little jewelry on or something standing around. Because that is their history also. It's been whitewashed. You know what I'm saying? But you write about the Germans, but you know the Germans, they got their background in mercenaries like the Swiss. That's why Swiss are known not to be involved in anything because they probably was involved in everything on both sides. Because they was mercenaries. 13 cannons, as they call them, was mercenaries. It was the people like on Conan that were worshiping the baths with the bear skins on. That's what the Swiss have their history in. Brown. They got a city. Is all they talisman is the bear because they worship that bear shit. The public art installation in Norfolk International Airport is a 24-foot wide blue heron sculpture navigator designed by the artist Don Connor of DKA Design. Now there it go right there. That's that thing right there. That's that jump, fanboy. Fanboy, you went and found that bird. That's it, right? Sculptures by the airport. Is at NATO. Is at the NATO headquarters. Yeah, swastika was a Hindu. It was in Mexico too, because you know they got a lot of houses in the northwest. I mean the southwest part of America, and in Texas. In Texas, especially with swastikas built into the brick, and the people be like, "What's going on with this Nazi stuff?" But it's not. It's Native Americans used it too. It was a Native American symbol too for good luck. They'll never understand it, Fambo. Right. But yeah, the Germans have their history in the Scythians, man. Google what a Scythian is. We probably already did though, so it's all good. Yeah, it was the no, it was the Moors that ran southern Italy, Naples. We right from Palermo. It was the Moors that ran it. Y'all are aware that when the Moors were in charge of Spain, Spain was in charge of what is southern Italy. Your Calabreses, your Napoleonese. You know what I mean? The Moors was in charge of that shit. Northern Italy wasn't Italy. It was some Etruscan type shit, revolving around Rome on this side, and places like Venice was corporate. Rome was the religious epicenter. Venice was corporate. And once they managed to mix up Milan, Venice, and all that, the corporation shit with the Roman, which the Catholic Church, that shit went haywire. The horse lords are off of the steppes, Asia Minor, man. The horse lords, that's the Mongolians and the Kublai Khan ancestors coming off that step, the horse lords. Sure he did. And don't you say nothing about HBCUs, because that's not a black person. That's an institution that black people maybe got a good education at one time there. Now it's more minorities there than it is black people. And you know what that means? It's more white people at HBCUs than black people now, because if you go to an HBCU and you're not black, you're a minority, so you get all the benefits that a minority would get at a regular white school. Yeah, I think all the pyramids on every continent are dope too. My most favorite ones are the ones in Angkor Wat. Them dope. They tell a lot about the history that they don't want you to know, and also the ones that are in like Teotihuacan and you know what I'm saying, Machu Picchu. No, even if he did, HBCUs are owned by IPOs. They're not owned by black people. Black people have to pay to go to HBCUs. They're not free. And I just told you, all the HBCUs now are like museums. White people go there to get the black experience. You know what I'm saying? And they also go there to get a cheaper deal. Because when people, white people go there, the majority go to a minority school, they become the minority. You understand what I'm saying? And now when you go to a HBCU, and if you want me to, I'll take you to one. I'll take you to one that where Michael Vick is the football coach. Michael Vick, the quarterback, dope ass Michael Vick that they got him for some dog bullshit. I'll take you to the HBCU. It's up the street. It's predominantly white now. Everybody wanted that fucking School Days experience. When that movie School Days, everybody wanted to go to Hillman now. All the white people, black people, Chinese people, everybody grew up on It's a Different World, that show. So don't come in here with that Trump extended a motherfucking thing. He probably owned all of them HBCUs. Them shits on IPO. Remember when all that HBCU paraphernalia was out there? Ain't no black people make that shit, and if we did, we bootlegged it. That shit was a corporate push. It was nothing. It was nothing like a fad. Sort of like what Black Lives Matter just did. They just promoted black people's victimhood, not their power. Black Lives Matter, don't kill us, we matter. And if black people wasn't at the forefront of it as a whole, it was a LGBTQ plus push with their corporation, and they used black people as the product, black people's suffrage as the product. And it's crazy. And they know black people's donate. These people got millions of dollars. It was white people in their white guilt that gave some money to it. And I don't know no black people that donated to that shit. And I used to be at the rallies. I live in a goddamn mixed community. There's no predominant. It's all kind of people here. Spanish, Filipino, black, white. And if you walk 1 mile this way, 1 mile that way, it'll all be black. And then it'll fade back into the mixture. And then in some enclaves, you know what I mean? Shit, they doing it. I bet you can put your money where your mouth at, Bill. They doing it. They over at Google it. You just Google this shit about Donald Trump doing something on some HBCUs. He was getting it comfortable for his kids to come there. That's what he was doing. He was getting it comfortable for his kids to go to that motherfucker. And if you in Detroit, you probably scrambling because Detroit is fucked. Detroit is no less like Gary, Indiana. Y'all resources are depleted. So I know why you angry. A hungry man is an angry man. But hats off to you, brother. Keep your head high, man. Think of some kind of niche that you can easily assimilate into if you're in Detroit. I know you're in a falling economy, fam, but it is what it is. A hungry man is an angry man, so I understand your despair. Gary is Slumdog Millionaire, dog. Hey, fuck them Gary, man. What the hell? Gary is Tombstone Pizza, Pierre. Smash that like, y'all. Okay, hard, right? Salute, family. Come through anytime, man. And, I mean, thanks for that. You gotta be in this day and age, or you'll fall behind. You gotta keep up with A&I. I gotta keep up with AI. That's why I'm knowledgeable. Shit, they, you know what I mean? Fuck trying to do the crossover like AI. I'm trying to get my mind right like AI. You feel me? Basketball is out. That shit been taken over by mulattoes anyway. Basketball, all the basketball wives, the married them black basketball players that had the mixed kids. Now when you watch basketball, why don't they have anybody that's like real super dark on that shit? And if they are, they're from another country and they're like an oddity. You know what I mean? There's something weird about them. There's nothing like, they don't have no purist basketball players that's from the hood. Everybody that's playing now is from a basketball camp or coming in with sponsorship already. This shit is crazy. Basketball ain't about playing basketball now. It's about how many contracts you can get in. But some of these people can't even play. They get in the league and you never hear of them. I watch sports anyway, but you never hear their names. But when you see them, they're like, what the fuck? it's just some weird shit, man. Smash that like. AI has been around longer than most think, but they are trying to accelerate. Well, it's been accelerated also. Remember the first interaction that we had with AI was from like shows like the Jetsons and Lost in Space. But really, the first time when we saw what they are showing us now that was AI was Buck Rogers with Tweaky, and also the Knight Rider. Remember that AI, the car wasn't AI, but the program was. You could put the program in anything. Because remember they had put it in a semi truck and all other kind of shit. But that was the accumulation of AI being like its own brain and entity with the What's going on, Tristan? You know what I mean? Like listen to somebody else in here from Detroit too. Bill D said he from Detroit too, Tristan. You might know him. But yeah, Knight Rider, that was the first, like, it's like Tesla. You know, Tesla said it's like damn near AI car, or even with, you think about it, the AI was coming when the Infinity, remember the Infinity was the first car that could park itself that I know of. When that Infinity, what was that, the Q45? When that shit hit, that bitch lean in there and park itself. You know what I mean? You knew it was coming. When this motherfucking car started parking itself, next thing you know, it's driving itself in, making decisions for you. You know what I mean? Yes, the idea of AI has just been around for a long time, but I believe it's been around for a very long time, potentially. Right? Remember how the talk anything any old show that show you a robot talking with its own intelligence? That's AI, family. This shit been around, dude. It's been around. Military U.S. Air Force used AI 20. Shit, military U.S. Air Force used it 50 years ago, fam. Just to show us that they showed you that shit, um, it's been done. It was getting your mind right for aliens by giving it to you comically, like with My Favorite Martian. Y'all remember My Favorite Martian? With dude before he dude was the Incredible Hulk. The public is probably 100 years behind it, Tristan. Technology, um, look at how fast we advance. In 200 years, we got farther than we got. As they say, this Earth is millions of years old. For our people, in 200 years, we got so far. We made the world so small. 200 years ago, we was in the dark. Do y'all realize that? We was using whale candles and all kind of dumb shit that was. Now look at 200 years down, we in the light. It could be 3 o'clock in the morning, no sun, plenty light, air conditioned. You can go to the refrigerator and get a cold beer. You see what I'm saying? 200 years ago, none of that shit was possible. 200 years ago, all of these amenities. You know what I mean? We have even the internet has made the world so small. You can talk to a motherfucker. Look, we all over the world right now. People from everywhere. Zika, you still in here. It's people from every walk of life. It has made the world so small when we were so separated. We didn't understand each other. You know what I'm saying? Now, we still don't understand each other and we're able to even reach out. Right, they say it's been like 7 civilizations. You can tell that it has. The signs are there, but they'll tell you some other shit about it. You know what I mean? It's sort of like really believing that the Pope is the direct representation for God. Because you notice that the Pope never tells you that he talked to God, right? But you'll get, you know what I mean? And did y'all go check out that movie, The Conclave, that we was talking about? Well, they said maybe one of the popes was transgender. That's a dope movie. I think ancient civilizations were way more advanced and complex. Yeah, well, they would have been different because it was a different kind of humanoid that was in charge. They say maybe we might have went to some kind of sea creature, sea type of thing, and then maybe a reptilian in our background, and then another probably humanoid form, probably like sure I do. And you took time to write that. That means I'm like that. I like that, King. You took time to write that shit too. What white man? We dude, go sit down, man. Can you spell watermelon felon? Spell watermelon felon. See, you know what? We were sitting here having a positive conversation, and you read the fine print. That word has incited you. What do you mean, white privilege? White privilege, that's a pronoun, dude. Wow. Smash that like, y'all. Yo, I want to ask him something. How is that making me a racist? I'm asking a question. I didn't say whether it was good or bad. I asked you a question. I asked you was white privilege supremacy on the thumbnail, and that's what you're coming in behind. But is white privilege holding you back? That's a pronoun. You know that, right? That's a demographic of people. None of y'all come and answer the question. You come in and say something about people's ancestors. Like that makes no sense. Shit, your ancestors are embarrassing, dude. And I mean, and especially if you're from that branch, I think you're from. But that's what those questions are designed for. They're called hooks because if they ever listen to what I'm saying, I'm not saying nothing anti-white. I mean, I ain't saying nothing pro-black, but I am pro-black. So, but what I'm saying is pro-American. Hey King, thanks for telling us who you are. Once you tell us who you are, we have no other choice but to believe you. Shout out King for that, fam. No, you're the tough guy. You the one talking all the crazy shit. Because I'm pretty sure if you're talking that crazy shit, you better be ready to back it up. If you talk like that in person, you're gonna get punched in the mouth. So you're the one. I ain't being tough. I'm about to give you a round of applause. I'm letting you do you. Wow. King Alfred. Ah, King Alfred. You know your history on King Alfred? You know who King Alfred was? It is, man. It's past Alfred bedtime. Wow. Wow. Yeah, it is. It is. It's probably Jonathan. It's a lot of little weirdos that come through. You ain't hear me bashing no white people, Alfred. I just asked a question. Why does that question? I mean, I got one, and it's living in your head. I'm in your head, Alfred. Get a life, dude. You don't. I got one. It's curating condos in your head. Don't tell them nothing. I'm not bashing nobody. I'm trying to get Americans together and made by Democrats. What's made by Democrats? Wow. You gone, dude. Because you know what? You can't even have a conversation with you. You can't even be your normal racist self. You're just out of pocket. And guess what, Alfred? You have to come in with your old trolling account or the new one you're going to make for this channel. But for now, my G, you're fired, like Donald Trump said. Dooms don't be so Pierre. Like, this is crazy. Right. That's what I'm saying, though. It's not race baiting. It's just answering a question. People that feel strongly about it are gonna speak out. Some people try to deny it because it's guilt. They're guilty of it or guilty of not receiving it. You know what I mean? That's all it is. Nobody's answering the question, Professor Chadwick. It's just answering a question. See what I'm saying? It's white privilege holding you back. White privilege, do you know that's a pronoun, right? Oh no, no, no. Just to, sometimes out of those conversations like that, some of them just be trolling and they'll come out and really politic and show you that they really ain't like that. Because you know what? 75% of Americans aren't really racist. They're racist because it's like a fad or when they in the crowd or when it's, you know what I mean, King Alfred, I'm about to get out there and get you out of here. You keep it up. Right, but I call it a Willie Lynch because now where they was teaching it to the slave plantation owners, they're teaching it to the politicians. They're teaching the politicians how to keep the light skinned ones and the dark skinned ones beefing, the tall and the short, the rich and the poor, the ones that like football beefing with the ones that like baseball. They just keep it all stirred up so we can go ahead and do what we gotta do. Yeah, he terrible. That shows you that he's either a hater of this child or just a nutball to come in with these crazy with the set. That shit is crazy. Well, yeah, but I'm talking about now in this country. That's what it seemed to be. It's monetized. Race is monetized. I mean, it's monetized. But this shit, that just these words trigger people. See how people, most of y'all came in here because of white privilege holding you back, not to discuss anything about America. I should I say as an American. I'm gonna put it as an American next time because that's what it's about. Nobody came and answered the question. 99.99% of y'all came in and said something in rebuttal as opposed to what's going on with black people. And I asked the question, is white privilege holding you back? I don't know what color you are. It could be a black person answering it. It could be a white person. But you know what's so crazy? 99.99% of the people that's answering the question is white. It's a trigger word. Yeah, he is. But guess what though? Smash that like. Yeah, words can't hurt you, man. And only thing that can hurt you is the truth. And that's for real. Well, I mean, it is a trigger word, but it's also an interesting topic because a lot of people seem to think that it don't exist, and a lot of people think that it does exist, and it causes a lot of. I mean, it's sort of like people that come in here and say, "It's the Jews, it's the Jews, it's the Jews. They're bad. Kill them all." And then if you say, "Well, do you like Adolf Hitler?" No, he was bad. What did he do? He killed the Jews. Huh? So the same thing in ideologies that you say you don't represent and you don't like, you'll come and promote it when it suits your needs. Like finesse, it's two times says it's cool when they do it, but when I do it, they got a problem. Y'all understand that? People will say Hitler's bad and you can't cut your mustache, you can't wear a swastika, you can't do the Hitler shit. It's all seem to be Nazi. But Hitler, main thing was the Jews. He had other things going on, but his main thing was getting rid of the Jews, right? And that's 99% of you white Americans think is to get rid of the Jews. Where the black people are saying that they are the original Jews, and quite possibly we might be the original Jews. Predominantly white people say get rid of the Jews. That's the same thing. I mean, but I find that Christians have it in their inner psyche, in the back of their minds, when they accepted that ideology from what they call the Middle East, which nothing but is the Levant. When they accepted that ideology of like the Jesus Christ thing, and they really do it in the back of their minds, they still mad with the Jews because Jesus was a Jew. That's crazy. These people are Christians, so they know that's Jews because Jesus was from you go by this story, a religious leader out of the Jews. He was a rabbi. He had to be married because it never said that he was ostracized, but he was a Jew and he was in a cult group because he started with 12 people and 3 or 4 women who were prostitutes because they were called Magdalens. A Magdalene sold fish and she sold fish, if you understand it. And Jesus, they said all he did was drink wine, so he was a drunkard. And then he didn't catch on till like 300 years. I mean, he didn't catch on till like 300 years. Like how people are so enamored by Knights Templars and all that stuff, and it's been around, and they were showing it to you every time you saw it. The Columbus book, the Columbus boats. The Columbus boats showed you 2 things when you was in school, and you would never even realize this. The Columbus boat showed you that, number one, I'm gonna take it there. Black people came here before Europeans, Moors, because the boats that Columbus came here on were caravels, and he said that the Moor Esteban brought them. They were caravels. They were known to be from Africa. Also, the White Knights Templar myth, they've been showing it to you in your face. The flags that Columbus came here with had the cross of the Knights Templars on them. Go back and look at it. They've been showing you that shit. No, white people made the world obey. It was on like a get down or lay down type of situation, and it still is. They didn't make the world civil. They made the world hostile and obey. Because with them taking a whole loaf of bread and they probably leave a slice off for everybody else to fight, that means me and you are enemies now because these white folks got us at each other's throats. They made people obey. They didn't make the world civil. And they got their hands in every war on this planet. Name a war on this planet. White people ain't behind it by proxy. They're not just handing the guns out or fighting themselves. Huh? I've been beat up for being white. I've been arrested multiple times for no real reason. Well, you might be an anomaly. And what part of the country are you in, Deaf Jeff? Hey, you know who Deaf Jeff is? I know Deaf Jeff. Genghis Khan. What about Genghis Khan? The Ottoman Empire wasn't Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan was the Mongol Empire. Kublai Khan, Genghis Khan. What was the other son name? Temujin. That was Temujin people. They ain't had nothing to do with the Ottoman Empire. The Ottoman Empire was how the Turkish people got in Egypt now. The people that's in Egypt, that's where they came from, out of the Ottoman Empire. Ataturk, you know. Or Ottoman, the Great Ottoman. Yep, they built this country's business module. They didn't build it with their hands. They built the business module. They set up the framework to support the white Protestant males. And now that's allegedly because all of y'all don't want to be white no more. Y'all marrying black women and having Indian babies. Ask J.D. Vance. And Protestants, some of y'all Buddhists or Muslims and Assalamu alaikum and shit. So, and y'all know that the straight LGBT is full of y'all. So now it's all mother. You know what I mean? Smash this, that like, y'all. Shit. I'm sure I'm an anomaly, but I'm in Boston. And I grew up being one of the only white people. What part was you in Roxbury? You must have been in Roxbury. You weren't in Boston. You was in Roxbury. You know that's something different anyway. And what decade was this when you was up there doing the Boston baked bean, or was you running with the Blazers? Was you running with the Blazers? Smash that light. And that's how I moved, Def Jeff. Def Jeff, you know who Def Jeff is though? He was a hip hop artist from my area who went on to fame in New York with Def Jam. He had that jump, give it here. Don't say nothing, just give it here. We built this city on rock and roll. Who is that? Is that ACDC? Who is that? We built this city on rock and roll. We built this city in it. I remember that shit. Who is that? Smash that light. The gambler, yeah. Now that's somebody to quote. Remember earlier I said I don't quote them fools. I quote Kenny Rogers. You got to know when to hold on, know when to fold on, know when to walk away, know when to run. Smash that like y'all. Who divided America, man? Ain't nobody. Who divided America? Somebody please take a shot at it. All right, Coyote. I'm about to wrap this up too, y'all. Thanks to everybody that came through and showed that support, fam. Leave a comment or even your answer to the question: is white privilege holding you back? Privilege now, not the verb, the pronoun. Media companies at the behest of rich people and politicians on both sides of the aisle. For sure, share it with. Make sure you get over there and turn on the notifications so when we pop in tomorrow, you know what I mean, you'll be able to pop in with us and have another dope conversation. Remember, this is not about racism. This is an American discussion. These are problems and, you know what I mean, maybe you got the answer that we feel too that we can't have these discussions. You know what I'm saying? But we can as Americans. So leave a comment below for those who catch this on the playback.